Nashville Population U. Hey, Matthew, so we finally got the robot reprogrammed.
We did? How come?
Well, don't you remember it tried to kill you like a bunch of times last year?
It did?
I'll be in a cold, dark basement with puppets plotting your eventual downfall. Happy Thanksgiving, face.
Now I'll use that same AI to plan your destruction. Sleep well, babies.
No, I've got another finger for you, pal. Thanks.
I had forgotten about all those murder attempts.
I know, that was pretty bad.
Yeah, good idea to reprogram it.
We wanted to get a voice that you were, familiar with, felt comfortable with. Anyways, say hey to the new robot.
Hey, Matthew. Hey, Daniel. Let's talk some players you're going to drop.
Whoa, Daniel, you got SportsCenter's Kevin Nagandi? You reprogrammed it with his voice? I love Kevin, and I have to be honest. I've seen him in the calf. He's told me he'd always be willing to come on the show.
Not exactly.
Yeah, guys, to be clear, the real Kevin Nagandi was just being polite about wanting to be on your show. I mean, come on. Plus, I'm not as dashing as the real Kevin Nagandi. Look at my outfit. It stinks. Yeah. And by the way, he's the host of the 6 p.m. SportsCenter. He wouldn't appear on a streaming puppet show about fantasy football.
That's a good point. Yeah. Makes a lot of sense.
But Kevin Nagandi did allow his voice to be licensed out to this show, guys, for use in a robot, as long as he never had to step on set or interact with you guys personally.
That is so exciting.
Awesome.
We will take that.
You bet. That's terrific.
Whoa. I advise you keep the segment short.
Ooh,
okay.
All right, let's do that. All right, Matthew, well, why don't we talk about some players that are potentially welcome to Dumpsville. First one up, Dion Lewis.
Yeah, unfortunately, Secret Squirrel, I'm putting him over here to Dumpsville. I mean, the truth of the matter is, only 2 games this season with 8 fantasy points has been held to under 10 rushing yards in 2 of the last 3 games since week 2. Just running back 45. Don't trust him to do well this week against the Chargers as well. So if you need the roster space, feel free to dump Dion Lewis. And we see here his teammate, Derrick Henry.
Derrick Henry. What do you think? Friend zone, Dumpsville?
No, come on. Look, I just explained. Dion Lewis is droppable. Henry's playing significantly fewer snaps than Dion Lewis, averaging just 3.3 yards per carry. He has just 4 catches all season long. Titans, one of the worst offenses in the NFL. All that can add up for one thing. Feel free to drop Derrick Henry.
All right, next up. Looks like we have, Royce Freeman. Big pick in the early drafts. What do you think?
Yeah, you know what? I'm going to keep him in the friend zone for right now. I get it, right? He's in a 3-way timeshare. He's averaging 4.7 yards per carry. He's already scored 3 different times here. From the eye test, I believe this is a good football player. And now with matchups coming up against the Cardinals and the Chiefs, I think it's worth keeping Freeman to see if he can grab hold of more of that backfield, because I think he clearly has the talent. It's clear that Denver has to do something to jumpstart that offense. So I'm holding under Royce Freeman for just now, but I certainly understand the frustration. He's in the friend zone. He gets the unicorn.
All right, next up, another Titan, wide receiver Corey Davis. I mean, he has been brutal for fantasy managers this year.
Yeah, he's had 1 good game, and as much as this hurts, honestly, for me, Secret Squirrel, Corey Davis, welcome to Dumpsville. Look, if you want to talk about a positive, he does have the 4th highest target share in the NFL. Mariota does look for him, but the Titans average the fewest pass attempts per game in the NFL. I frankly don't think Mariota's any good. And Davis is only catching 55% of his targets.
Yeah.
Part of that, I think, is on Mariota. But you think about Corey Davis. He can't start him this week against the Chargers. He's going to see shadow coverage from Casey Hayward. And then he's on a bye next week. So you're really holding on to Corey Davis, where you couldn't even use him for at least 3 weeks. Unfortunately, if you need the roster space with all these buys coming up, I get it. In a 10-team standard league, he's welcome to Dumpsville for me.
All right, next up, Will Fuller. He's had a couple of down weeks. Obviously, when he hits with Deshaun Watson, he hits big, but a couple of weeks back-to-back that he's kind of struggled here.
Yeah, it's hard to trust Will Fuller, but I'm going to hold on to him. I'm going to keep him in the friend zone for just now. Before his struggles the last 2 weeks, remember, he was the number 12 wide receiver in fantasy in his first 3 games this season. Yes, he is boomer bust, but he was a little bit banged up. They're still figuring out how they work him and Kiki Cutie in with DeAndre Hopkins. For me, because I don't think the Texans are going to be able to throw that much. Honestly, I mean, they're not going to be able to run that much, so they're going to have to keep throwing.
Right.
And so Hopkins and Fuller and Cutie are going to be in there. For me, he's too talented. It's too good of an offense, potentially, for me to drop him. So I'm keeping him in the friend zone for right now.
All right,
there we
last
go.
one.
Nice big star.
Another wide receiver that has just been so difficult to know what to do with week in and week out, Amari Cooper.
Look, this one, call me a homer, call me sticking to my guns, if you will, because he was a big preseason sleeper for me, and I know it has not worked out yet. And now he's hurt, and he's on a bye. But I don't know, maybe I'm a sucker, Secret Squirrel, but I can't give up on Amari Cooper just yet. He has had 2 monster games early this year.
Yep.
He's still only 24 years old. I feel like that Raiders offense after the bye is going to get a lot better. And candidly, given that defense, they're going to have to keep throwing. He's still going to be the number 1 option. We've seen some emergence from Jordy Nelson and Jared Cook. But yeah, I can't give up on Amari Cooper just yet. And by the way, if the rumors that he gets traded are true, any situation probably better than what he has in Oakland. So keeping him in the friend zone for right now. Well, listen, thanks for being on my show, sort of friend, Kevin Nagandi.
Yeah, sure, no problem. Well, you know what? Actually, there is a problem. I heard you guys talk for 5 minutes, and now I also want to kill you.
Oh, we'll work on reprogramming this, man. Let me see what I can do back here.
Stop, touch my circuit board, and I'm coming after you as well.
Okay.
This always happens. Shut him
should
off.
shut
Just
him
shut
off.
up the
Yeah,
segment.
where's the
What do you
thing? I don't know.
turn
Where's
it off?
I don't-
For all the latest fantasy football news and analysis, you can binge watch all the episodes of the Fantasy Show right now on ESPN+.